My name is Daniel Sanchez. I'll be more than happy for being your teacher today. This is the English Didactic course by Cesar Lara at Cardiff University. But in this case, we have the opportunity to explain how we teach a class. So let's get started. So, in order to start with our topics for today, we are going to check what is the class plan. So we are going to follow an excellent topic that we saw in the B1 level at Net English at SECAR in the year 2020. So the topic is birthday celebrations around the world. So the level is B1, and the probably time that we learn in this class is 1 hour and a half. The objective of the class is identify the structure of simple present, simple past tense, and in the meantime, we are going to learn about the birthday celebrations as well. The outcomes for the class at the end of this lesson, students will be able to recognize vocabulary related to birthday celebrations, also distinguish the tenses, present, past, and passive voice, and organize scrambled sentences. Regarding with the methodology, so we're going to scroll down here and have 5 interesting questions to make the class plan. In that case, the first one is, what will be the technique used to articulate the theory with the educational practice? In that case, students will have the opportunity to interact with the content by using some reading tests from the Net English B1 book in order to learn new vocabulary and distinguish the 3 tenses: present, past, and passive voice. The strategy that we are going to use is illustrate and introduce by questioning and inquiring the previous knowledge of the students, and also using visual aids. Also, we are going to underline the verbs with different colors to associate the tenses. The other question is, what can be done to involve students in the development of the class in an active mode? So, although it's a reading and writing class, students should read a lot in order to correct immediately his or her pronunciation. Also, they should work in groups to reinforce their collaborative skills. And finally, what can be used? Give me 1 second, I'm going to scroll up. So, what can be used from a student's real context to help them understand the topic? So, as I told you, the topic is celebrations, so the students should write a short paragraph using the list of the vocabulary explained at the beginning of the lessons. So, it is pretty important to assess the knowledge, to check the student's progress. So, we are going to test the reading skills in the 3rd time of the class. Students should to organize unscrambled sentence and also write a short paragraph using the vocabulary and at least 2 tenses which were studied in the class. So I'm going to show you what slides I create. In that case, I use the SECAR images in order to provide an surprise to the students with the visual aids. Let me use 1 second while the slide charts. So this is a didactic English class for level 1, and as the teacher Cesar taught us in class, they always introduce by himself. So I use the same strategy. So I'm introduced by myself, also email, also me WhatsApp in order if the student have any further questions. I place a slide of the objective of this class. In that case, there is explained. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to talk about birthday celebrations and understand the differences among simple present tense and past simple. It is very important to place the date, and the time is probably 1 hour and a half. I underline these two competences, writing and reading, because we are going to focus in that productive and receptive skills. But it is very important that the students understand that there are other skills, speaking and listening. In that case, I'm going to use a slide, nice slide, in fact, so a birthday cake. And I'm going to ask them, how do you celebrate your birthday? This is to inquire the pre-knowledge, the previous knowledge that the students probably they engage to the topic. And I'm going to choose a monitor. In that case, the monitor can help me to call the students if I am in a virtual environment, so they probably don't want to activate the microphones. So in that case, my monitor could help me to name any of the students, and in that case, I'm going to talk with the students. Also create some debates, or probably they talk with another student in a breakout rooms if we were in Zoom. In that case, I use the Net English slides. I consider that the Descartes University has wonderful images to explain the vocabulary. So in that case, my work here is pronounce the words in order to contextualize the students, and if I hear that the students repeat in a wrong way, also as I learned in the last module, I'm going to correct the pronunciation and also try to they don't feel ashamed. In that case, the most probably mistake is repeat the word with the mother tongue pronunciation. In that case, it is Spanish. They will be pronounced funny, and I'm going to explain that there is funny. Also with letters as cheerful in the R sound, probably they're still cheerful, and I'm going to take that time to correct this pronunciation. I prepared some slides from the vocabulary in context. In that case, these expressions are supposed to noisemakers ward off. Probably are words that also this is a B1 level, but probably the students don't know the meaning. So in that case, we are going to have the previous vocabulary also related with images, and after that we are going to start with the reading comprehension activity that there is our focus of the class. In that case, I think we can work in groups. In that case, they read the text quickly, also identify what tenses were used by the other, and underline the verb sentences that they found with different colors. That case is my strategy for today. I'm going to provide the letters in a black color, but I hope so they can place this kind of underline colors. After that, I'm going to explain the linguistic competence. In that case, the present simple. In that case, explain that the present is used for habits, for routines, also repeated actions, habits, and routines. In that case, we prepare another activity that they need to make a sentence using the verb to walk in present, in past, in present progressive, in past continuous. Obviously, our focus is present, past, and passive voice, but it is very important that they reinforce these topics. In this chart, we can work about the 4 tenses at the same time. Also, we continue with the other reading to understand the verbs in context. And I prepare an activity that there is an unscrambled word order. In that case, they need to organize the sentences. In that case, the answers are provided after the students complete the exercise, probably 5 or 6 minutes to complete this kind of exercise. And finally, I think to produce a writing exercise, they understand the vocabulary, also the pronunciation, but I place a chronometer, and also in 5 minutes they need to write down a short text about their birthday. And this kind of exercise is an autonomous in order that they complete this exercise in their houses. In that case, it's the same strategy, but they complete. They need to underline the words. Also, they need to do comprehension activity about the birthday celebrations. And that's it. So I hope so that you enjoyed my video about the English strategies and also my class plan. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Daniel Sanchez. Have a wonderful time.